in order to answer question 6 about how altitude, how increasing elevation affects your oxygen delivery and uptake. And first, to describe this, we first have to describe what Dalton's law is, and that is P1 plus P2 equals P total. So it's basically the total of partial pressures. And this is important when looking at elevation or, lower elevations and increasing elevations. So we compare, here we could see comparing sea level atmospheric pressure to Gunnison atmospheric pressure, and sea level has 760 millimeters per mercury, and Gunnison has 570 millimeters per mercury. So you can see that there's more pressure at sea level than there is in Gunnison because we are so high in elevation. And here, we're trying to find our partial pressure of oxygen, and in this we have our percent of oxygen times the atmospheric pressure, and our percent of oxygen never changes. We always have the same amount of percent of oxygen, which is 20.93% or 0.2093. And with this, we look at sea level, where we have the percent of oxygen times the atmospheric pressure of sea level, which is 159 millimeters per mercury. And when we look at Gunnison, we have the same amount of oxygen times 570 millimeters per mercury, when we get 199 millimeters per mercury. So, as you can see here, there's less partial pressure of oxygen at sea level than there is here at Gunnison. And this is good because with the less partial pressure of oxygen, there will be a bigger difference in the gradient between our lungs. So therefore, there's more gas exchange allowed to happen. So more gas exchange is happening at sea level than you would be here at Gunnison or at altitude. And with this affects your VO2 max by 5 or 10% with every 1,000 meters you go up in altitude. So it does play an impact because oxygen is not being, the gas exchange is not the best where it could be here at like sea level. But our body compensates by increasing our cardiac output, which is the blood ejected per beat. So your body is compensating for that lack of gas exchange going on between your lungs and the air and the atmosphere. And this helps us deliver more oxygen to the body through the blood by pumping more often. And after about 2 or 3 weeks, this will kind of level out, but for the time being, to get you that more oxygen for you to function, your cardiac output is going to increase temporarily.